Sometimes I just kind of get lost in the memory. To me, it's like adventures. You know, our first competition, preparing for the competition. You want to go out there, you want to represent. We're proud of being Sparta. So everywhere we go, we want to make sure we're well represented, you know? So there's so much goes into that. Death training to just, you know, the joy of the hard work paying off. 11 years of that. It's crazy.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, where you're from, and what your life was like growing up?
So, my name is Snoop. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I would say mostly Brooklyn, but a lot of Queens. Growing up, you know, Caribbean household, Bajan, Barbados by heritage. My parents are very strict Bajan, so very strict, heavy on schoolwork, heavy on being home at a certain time. But, you know, that was a different era back then. The 90s, 2000s was a very outside, growing up in Brooklyn, very tough, very survival instinct, very sports influence. Basketball and football, I can say easily plays such a major part in my heart. Not to sound away, but being a black boy from Brooklyn, that is our way out. Through sports, through rapping or sports or something like that. And sports, like I said, it was something that I always admired because it united everyone. You know, the nerds, the hood dudes, the whoever, everyone has a shared love for sport, you know? So I've always admired sport, and I've always been a fan of sport in general.
Then what inspired you to create Team Sparta? What is Team Sparta?
What inspired me to that was, like I said, my love of sports. I'm just a competitive person by nature, no matter what I do, whether it's cars or sports or just who can get to the car faster, you know? So me trying to get better at sports, it encouraged me to start working out more. So that's why I fell in love with calisthenics, because I tried weights and it didn't translate well to basketball. Because everything for me started with basketball. I played high school, college. I even flirted with going overseas to play basketball. So, you know, the urge to get stronger was to get better at that craft. But then I fell in love with working out. So it kind of replaced basketball for me, because it was something that I can take later into my age. Because, you know, basketball, you have a shelf life of about 30s, mid-30s. But with calisthenics, you know, I just fell in love with that, especially when I found out calisthenics had a sports aspect to it.
What was it like starting the team? Were there any challenges or milestones you remember early on?
Well, first off, I did not start the team. I was a founding member of the team. Like I said, I stumbled across calisthenics. I always did calisthenics here and there, but I've stumbled across a culture that prioritized calisthenics. One of my very close friends to this day, his name is Shells. He was one of the first people I've seen doing high-level calisthenics in person, the muscle up, the pull up in high numbers, push-ups, etc. I would visit the gym he trained at on my lunch break because it was around the corner from my job at the time. So me and him talking with him, he had, you know, a little crew he worked out with. I invited some of my very close friends, and we formed a little workout clique in a gym. And then we found out that there were a lot more cliques than we were aware of. That, you know, so we decided, let's put a name. Shells used to always say, "We train like Spartans." That was his catchphrase. So hence the name Sparta. And then we added the Team Sparta because we found out there's competitions and etc. So that was the birth. And that was in 2014.
What's the culture of Team Sparta like, and how do you maintain that sense of family and community?
So that's the perfect word, family. Everybody, when I started Sparta, like I said, I stumbled across Shells. I came in with my high school friends, my very close friends and family. It was, you know, your people, your crew. I have I'm 39 years old. I have some friendships I've maintained since I was 4 years old. So family means absolutely the world to me. So when we worked out, it was just that. A lot of my life lessons I've learned through brotherhood. I've learned to fight for my brother. I learned how to, all of these things. So having that friendly competition with a loved one is the foundation of Sparta. It's the healthy competition of I'm going to challenge you, I'm going to get you better, and whether you fail or succeed, you're still my brother. So that was the real emphasis, because every workout, it was, if you do 40, I'm trying to do 41. If you do 100, I'm trying to do 101. Constantly try to best each other every session for 5, 6, for 11 years, because we still do it to this day. But that is what the real source of Spartan training is the family aspect, is the healthy competition, is literally the thirst for more. I'm not necessarily trying to be better than you, but I'm trying to, if I can push you to a limit, it'll push me to a limit. So let's constantly push each other's limits. Simple as that.
Where do you see Team Sparta in the next few years? What's the big dream?
The big dream, because to me, we started off as a team and we're still a team. I personally view Sparta as a nation, a big community, that it starts with the mindset. Because like I said, that part of healthy competition, I'm not saying, a lot of people in fitness, I'm not saying you're doing it for a vain reason. Everyone has their reasons. But in Sparta, the concept is just to push yourself, to challenge yourself. So I personally feel that everyone has that mindset in them. It just takes to be unlocked, to challenge, because, I feel it translates well to everyday life. So I personally would like to see Sparta evolve into something that really influences and motivates people to push themselves to the limit. I really compare what 300 Elite is to what Mamba mentality represents. It doesn't matter if you're doing calisthenics, sports, academics, anything. As long as you attack it with a certain mindset, that's what Sparta is. We just use Sparta to attack calisthenics because, like I said, this is the itch that we're scratching. But it really applies to everything, and I really want to spread that knowledge. Workout side of Sparta, I would love to see on like an Olympic level, because there are some things that I've achieved through Sparta that I could have never imagined. When I first started this, I'm doing 10 sets of 10 and thinking I had the best workout ever. I'm doing 15, 20 push-ups straight, and now, pushing your body to that limit, really mastering this craft over 11 years, almost aging backwards. It gives you that sense of what else can the body achieve. So I would really love to see this on like an Olympic level, because I truly feel calisthenics has birthed some of the strongest athletes in the planet on Earth, period.
You mentioned 300 Elite. What is that?
300 Elite is just my approach to life. I'll take it back a little bit. I'm a gamer. I'm a big video gamer. So we had a rule that if there's an easy, a normal, and a hard difficulty, you always got to start on hard. Even if it's your first time playing the game, you have to start on hard, simply because it'll make normal easier. You always take the road less traveled to try to get better at the craft. So just having that mindset with everything, it does get you mentally stronger, because I tell people all the time, everyone wants to know what is the key to getting stronger physically. It's getting your mind stronger. It is building the discipline, the consistency, the determination. Your body only does what your mind tells it to do. So if you strengthen your mind, because example, I want to work out today. It's raining outside, so I won't work out. The 300 Elite way is, all right, let me do something in the house. I just have a floor. I don't need equipment. Let me do some push-ups. Let me do some planks. Let me do something. Let me not take the elevator. Let me take the stairs. Let me Little things. Let me bring all these grocery bags in the house in one trip. Everything, because I say this a lot. I study my children because when you're young, when you're youthful, when you're energetic, you just naturally work out without knowing. You're walking up the block, my kids will jump off of this. They'll try to touch the street sign. They're just exercising involuntarily, just because they want to. So when you sneak this workout into your everyday life, example, taking the stairs, like I said, I have a pull-up bar in my house by my bathroom. So every time I pee, I try to hit a ISO hold or a push or a pull or something, because these little tidbits of fitness will translate better to your longevity, along with making your time. So if you don't make it to the gym, you still had an active day, an active workout. So that is what the 300 Elite mindset is just to constantly try to move, try to exercise without taking the mental strain of what it is, just always challenging yourself.
And so with that 300 Elite or Team Sparta mindset, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out in calisthenics?
My advice to someone starting out is find the reason why you're doing this. Because all I can tell you is what motivates me, what motivates every single person on this planet is fueled by something different. So I tell people all the time, whenever they want to train, I ask them why. Oh, I want to look good for my birthday. Oh, I walk up the stairs and I get tired. Oh, I'm tired of looking this way. I just want to look good. So there's different approaches to different reasonings why. So I tell people all the time, highlight your why. If you want to, look good on vacation, if you like the beach body, what I tell people all the time is the 300 Elite way is, you constantly book trips. You constantly give yourself that motivation. Because I know me personally, if I know I have a trip coming up, it is going to get me out of the bed. It is going to make me train a little harder if I know something that I'm looking forward to is coming up. So, the mental is to whatever motivates you, you constantly put it in your realm. So me, example, my competitive nature, I love to compete. So I constantly give myself a challenge, a goalpost to chase. Even if I'm out of shape, I'll just lower what the number is because, like you said, it's just about something to chase. So people that are trying to get into fitness, highlight your why. And then once you highlight your why, dedicate yourself. I would encourage people to, reach out to someone, accountability. It's very hard to train by yourself. That is why I try to offer certain surfaces. But, for the most part, it comes down to discipline and really focusing on the goal. So the purpose of me telling my story is really to inspire. Everyone has their own story and everyone, is the main character in their story. And I think that is very dope. So I encourage people to really, find that inner child. I feel like when we get older, the bottom line of all of this is to have fun. I see a lot of people, they're not having fun with their training no more. It's just tedious. Oh my God, I got to work out today because this, that, and the third. You have to make it enjoyable. You have to make it something you look forward to doing. You have to make it part of your lifestyle. The thing about training, to me, that is the most important, and this is really what I teach with 300 Elite and Team Sparta training, is the energy it gives you, the endorphins it releases, the positive mindset. It makes you sharper. It makes you more attentive. It makes you feel accomplished. When you go from I can only do 10 to be able to do 15, it gives you such a feeling of accomplishment that, can brighten your day, make your week go by. Seeing people proud of their work, not comparing yourself to others. Because yes, Snoop can do 100, 200, 300. I will celebrate your 10 just as hard because it is your personal milestone. I encourage people to just really have tunnel vision when it comes to this. Of course, you could look left and right. Everyone can be influenced. Everybody can have motivation that they would like to achieve, but do not take away from your goals, from your accomplishments. What you couldn't do yesterday, celebrate that you can do it today. That is the key to really getting stronger physically and mentally. Like I said, for me, it's very therapeutic. You know, growing up in Brooklyn, losing a lot of people, losing a lot of friends, a lot of close family, it does make you seek, you know, that escape, that relief. I'm not saying it makes anything better, but, you know, it's one of them things where if you have a good day, training will make it a better day. If you have a bad day, training will help. These are the mindsets that you have to think when you go into training. It's not a tedious chore. It's a privilege to be able to move. I know a lot of people that were denied that privilege, that are in wheelchairs, that have knee problems, that have accidents, that can't move. So the fact that you can move needs to be celebrated and not used as oh man, I gotta go work out, as a tedious chore. So embrace that part of training, and trust me, everything else falls into place. And we out.